What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Ani-mity. If my voice sounds a lot crisper than normal, there is actually a very good reason for that, which I will get to momentarily. So today we're going to be doing another vlog entry, talking about how things have been going with my time here in the Disney College program, and discussing how things have been going with all the stuff, all the things that I've been up to, that kind of thing. As I mentioned in, I think, my last vlog video, these are getting really hard for me to do just because that there's a lot of there's stuff that I'm not allowed to talk about because of like NDAs and a whole bunch of other stuff when it comes to working with the program. But to be honest, not a lot of what I've gotten to see and experience here is like, oh, I'm spoiling the next big, I don't know, Star Wars project or that kind of thing. Like, it's not like I'm seeing an early draft of The Mandalorian and Grogu or anything like that. Like, I'm not seeing anything of that sort. Um, or anything that would necessarily like warrant, I guess, going against my NDA for. But it's also just from a perspective of professionalism. There's a lot of stuff that I can't really talk about one way or another. Like, regardless of the day that I have, it's hard for me to kind of have these conversations about what's going on behind the scenes, with how it is going with my overall experience of the program, because it's just not a personal thing for me to do. Like, I can't be coming out here saying like, oh my god, it's terrible because of blah blah blah, like, which it hasn't been. I'll say that much. It hasn't been terrible. If anything, I will say this: just the program gives a lot of experience for people to learn how to handle themselves in a lot of situations. It kind of gives you like, not even so much like a cushion, which I think is probably the best way to describe it, but it's like, I don't know how accurate that necessarily is. It's a nice way to kind of see, okay, I know I don't handle these types of specific situations well, and now I know to kind of look out for the signs of that and kind of figure out how to handle myself when I reach these points of frustration, whether that be with, fellow cast, or whether it be with guests, like any job in which your entire or any employment in which your entire job is focused around interacting with people, there are things you're going to need to get used to. And this being my first job, I definitely am not used to a lot of those different things. And it's been an adjustment of, you know, getting used to something here. Like, mostly, I love getting the chance to interact with people. Like, it's interacting with people that reminds me of the magic and what makes Disney the wonderful experience that it is. It's talking to people that kind of puts a smile on my face that makes me really really happy. And like, even if it isn't like necessarily Disney related, like just today, I bumped into someone while I was cleaning a bathroom, and I noticed they had a Has Been Hotel pin. I'm like, I'm sorry, I was just looking at your pin, is that Adam? And they were like, yeah, I didn't think a Disney cast member would be watching Has Been Hotel. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm one of the rare ones probably, or I don't know. It's cool when you have that opportunity to connect with people. And I don't know how often that necessarily happens outside. I mean, like, I guess I don't wear any merch that shows like I'm a fan of any particular anime or that kind of thing. Like, I don't wear anything that necessarily like shows that off to people. So it's really, really cool when I get the chance to like have this interaction, be like, hey, I'm into that product as well, and talk to people about that. So that was really, really cool. Something that I got to do while I was on the job. I guess I could talk about that. And like, just little interactions here and there I have with guests are really, really fun. But a lot of the negative, quote unquote, the bad, quote unquote, mostly comes from me. It's my inexperience and my inability to adjust in certain situations, which Disney is helping me to improve on. They're helping me to be able to learn how to adapt to constantly changing schedules, how to learn how to adapt to a work environment that isn't always consistent because things just kind of happen. And the mentality that we have at Disney is kind of just going with the flow, and I'm very bad at that. Is a thing that I think, either, if not from my videos, if not from stuff that I've done in the past, something that I think I've mentioned in stories before. Like, I like having a plan. I like saying I'm going from A to B, and there's nothing that happens in the middle that necessarily changes where I'm going with that. I like when there's a structure. I like when there is a checklist or that kind of thing that I can check out, and while I'm doing the stuff, I can just go and I'm checking each one of these things off. With this job, it's a little harder to do that because of the fact that there's really no controlling when messes occur that require me to clean. Sometimes it'll be all hands on deck, like you're moving from the moment that you get in to the moment that you leave. Other times you just kind of, you'll constantly be keeping busy. Like no matter what, you'll always find something to keep busy on. Like I want to preface that there's never a time where I'm like I've got nothing to do because I've done it all. But like there are moments where like it's I guess I could go a little bit slower, and by doing so, I guess like I don't know, like it's hard to describe exactly how this works out for me. Just there are situations where like I always feel like I'm not performing at the optimal point. Like I feel like everyone else is doing so many more things than I am, and I feel like I'm just barely getting by doing what it is I do. Um, and that's a feeling I guess I'm still working on trying to overcome because my coworkers, my managers, all of them have said like I'm contributing, at least like what they expected of me as a newbie, as someone who's brand new to the experience and that kind of thing. They've always been encouraging. They've always been a guiding hand that's been helping me to find where my weaknesses are and learn how to, good strategies for trying to improve on where where I need that improvement. Um, but just I always feel like I'm underperforming compared to where I should be at, and I've always felt that way since I was really, really young, and it's a thing that I still like struggle with, just that self talk, because like it leads to a lot of this like burnout that I have once I get back home. Like when we go into Disney, one of the other mentalities is try to be that positive force for a lot of other people, and sometimes the well gets very shallow to draw from that energy, and it takes like everything I've got to try to keep myself positive while I'm on the job. And fortunately, guests make it easy some of the time. Like they've got a little positive energy that they give, and I give a little back. And it becomes easy to kind of not siphon off it, but kind of bounce off it in a way where it's together we're making a difference for each other. It goes both ways, and I love that feeling. Some days, I'll have a guest where they need a little bit more than I'm able to muster, and sometimes it's hard to feel that kind of same joy. I know like many times I've come home from the job and the last thing I wanted to do was have a smile on my face. Like I just felt like it was so fake and I felt so disgusting trying to like get that energy in me. So it'd be hard for me to kind of maintain that energy while I'm working. That's why like one of the perks we get at Disney, we get to be able to go to all these parks, and kind of by the end of my shifts, I'm like, I just want to sleep. Like I just want to be like alone for a bit. I want to be able to just not have to look at anything Disney for a little bit and just kind of vibe and exist for a little bit because I don't want to even think about doing my job or doing anything that has to do with the workload ahead of me. I just want to be able to just exist, enjoy some time with my animes or with all the stuff that I enjoy doing in my life. And there is something very important about that balance, which I guess like I struggle with because I have that like I have my work brain where I'm like on the job, I'm focused solely on doing that and on whatever it is I have to get done before the end of the day and try to focus on that. And then once I get back home, I'm like, okay, turning the work brain off, going into just vacation, not even vacation mode, but just living mode, I guess. And I guess I've never really had that like I've never had that sense of just having fun or enjoying life. It's if you guys have ever seen The Amazing World of Gumball, there's this scene where a character is kind of explaining the what is life, trying to give their spin on it. It's a really deep episode, but I remember I'll always remember that episode because one of the characters says like, "Oh, my life is simple. I've got it all figured out. I go to work, I work all day, I go home, I go to sleep. I get up, I shower, I go to work, I work all day, I go home, I go to sleep." And pretty much that is my schedule. Is kind of like I get up, I go to work, I work all day, I come back home, I take a shower, I go to bed, and then that's it. And then on my days off, it's I get up, I shower, I do shopping for my house, I come home, I go to sleep, I get ready for work the next day, and that's pretty much it. There's no like, there's little room for deviation from what I do. And to be honest, I never really wanted deviation in that. I kind of just like having that, like, that's how my life just goes. I have my work and then I have my time to just relax. And it's just like constant cycle of that. But every now and then, sometimes you need a break in the cycle. That's something that I need to get better about doing is giving myself those breaks. Uh, if I didn't mention this at any point, I have my two friends from Ithaca College, Alia and Adam, here with me. We've been doing our program not necessarily together, but I mean, like they've had their program that they've been a part of. I've had my program I've been a part of, and we'll have like the occasional day that overlaps with each other. Sometimes we'll just see each other after work. Sometimes we'll both have a day off, so we'll go do something together. It varies depending on the day, depending on what's going on. So they invited me out to go see the movie Hoppers. Now, I'd heard a lot about Hoppers. I'd been really, really excited. I really wanted to check out and see what this, what's all the hype? What's going on with this movie? It's definitely worth the hype. I will say that. But before I get into talking about that, I want to share this little funny story of, I guess, what happened when I went to go see the movie with them. Because originally I was gonna say like I told them I don't know if I'm gonna go with you guys because I'm just feeling so drained. I just want to be able to just stay home. I want to just be able to get some rest because I know I'm gonna be raked over the coals the next couple of days. Or I felt like I was going to be. Like I felt like I was going to be exhausted, and I'm tired. I'll admit to that. It's like 8 right now. I have another like 7 o'clock shift tomorrow, or I guess today as of when this is coming out. It's so weird. Like I've like usually I post these videos at 9 because like I'm expecting I'm still going to be asleep by then. But now I'm getting up before these videos even go out, which is kind of weird. Anyway, so I told them I was going to go, and that was originally going to be the plan. That I was just going to stay home and get my rest. But then after a while, I was like, okay, enough sad sacking. We're going to go and we're going to actually do this thing. So I was going to surprise them unintentionally because I figured it was too late for me to kind of make a plan with them of how we're going to meet up and that kind of thing. So I decided I'm going to surprise them. So I went to the movie. I got my ticket. I had no idea where they were sitting, so I just kind of guessed. By sheer dumb luck, I managed to pick the seat that was directly behind them, and I don't know how I did that. I got the seat that was directly behind them, but that's not the funniest part. So I went to go see the movie. I watched it completely on my own. It was great. I stuck around for a little bit for the credits, but then I was like, oh, I don't know if they stuck around too or not. I don't want to miss them. So I went out and I was like, wait, and I waited outside the movie theater for a bit. I was like, I sent them a few messages beforehand of like some like cheeky, yeah, don't know if I'm going winky face and a whole bunch of other stuff, which in hindsight, didn't get the message across at all. Um, but yeah, so I was waiting outside, waiting outside, waiting outside. Eventually, they did come out, and we just started laughing the entire time because I was like, I had no idea where they were and never saw them. They had no idea that I had come because they never actually saw my messages. Because by the time I'd sent those messages out, they had turned off their phones already. So they didn't see any of my messages. And then I didn't see them at all in the actual movie theater. I think I heard them a couple of times, but I never actually saw them. And it's so funny because we were like, they're in the road directly in front of me, and I never saw them a single time while I was watching the movie. But it's all great because that again, like I guess like where I enjoy going to movies, like I don't. I guess I don't know. I like watching movies. I used to love going to movies with my dad like all the time. But then I guess when we stopped going, it I guess became less of a thing for me. I like the atmosphere of being in a movie theater. Like some people say, like they like the rush of a crowd at a concert. For me, I love it at a movie theater when a movie theater is like alive with reactions. This is the first time I've been to a movie theater where it really did feel that way. Like everything that happened in Hoppers was like super funny. It got tons of reactions from the audience that I was with. It was just such a vibe being a part of that experience. And the movie itself was great. Like there's a lot of things about it that were like very anime-esque for me, like very like I don't guess like with animation you have to be very expressive, but for whatever reason this felt like more expressive than any Pixar film I'd seen recently, and because of that, it felt like it leaned into like that, like where anime, it kind of has that. What's the term? It's got that. It's got the reception, not the reception. It's the perception. That's what it is. The other perception of being like this, like always high energy, always like exaggerated emotions. Like it's always had that to it. And this kind of felt like a very like anime esque movie that I was watching, like Mabel, that's her name. It was a great character to kind of get to know, and I really like I guess the way they explored like this like channeling of aggression, this channeling of all these emotions inside, and how that overall connects to nature. Now, I don't think I've made it any secret that I'm not the biggest fan of nature or going outside in general. I like my indoor space. I like my secure, like, I just got my space and I'm just gonna chill inside of it. But I love the idea of, like, that oneness with nature. I love that idea of, like, finding your center, and I love the idea of meditation in general. I've always liked that as a concept, and I don't know, maybe if I tried doing meditation again, it's just I've always had now these, like, constantly racing thoughts that make it so hard for me to focus on things. Um, and it's just made doing meditation a lot harder than it used to be, or, like, I get so agitated, I get so nervous that it's hard to kind of feel that sense of balance. But it was nice kinda having a movie that reminded us of how to tap into that. I especially like the little sentimental undertones of it. I mean, like, with, Mabel's connection with her grandmother in this movie, so many different things here just, like, touch so many notes and made this movie super, super enjoyable. But above all else, of course, it was the fact that I was with my 2 favorite people in the entire world, being with Alia and Adam really, really put a smile on my face. And Alia, Adam, if either of you are watching this, thank you guys so much for letting me tag along for that, to the degree that I did. It was super, super fun being able to watch that movie in general, and I wouldn't have gone to see that if not for you guys. And everything that we got to do afterward was great. It's reminders like that it's good to take a break even from taking, like, it's good to break the norms every now and then. Because the fact that, if it were up to me, I would have spent the time just chilling at home because I wanted to be able to rest. But every now and then, it is good to be able to step outside. It is good to go see friends, go watch a movie, do these fun, fun things with them, because it'll change your entire mood around, and it definitely changed mine for the better. Um, yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say for this vlog entry. As I said, I'm super tired. For whatever reason, I could just never find a time to record these during the day. It always has to be just before I'm going to sleep. So it's just kind of like super low energy, super like I am kind of rambling at certain points. I just don't know where I'm going. My train of thought keeps going. I keep meaning to, like, leave a journal with me so I can start taking notes of what it is I want to talk about in these vlogs. And then I never end up doing because I'm so busy, and then I just lose track of time. So yeah, this is gonna be one of those more like random videos. I apologize for that in advance, but I hope you guys did enjoy this one overall. This was really, really fun to be able to just sit down and talk. You know, it's the again, even if I can't talk about everything, it is nice to have some things I can talk about here with this vlog series. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for watching this one, and I'll catch you guys in the next vlog. So see ya.